Welcome to Deals with Heels, where female entrepreneurs thrive. I'm Debra, your host. Welcome to the show. I'm super excited to talk to our next guest. I've known her for a little bit, and we have had some great conversations about natural healing. And so I'm really excited. I think we're all confused a bit about what's happening with all of the natural healing and RFK here in the United States, talking about getting rid of chemicals and toxins, which is a magnificent thing. So Terri's going to come on and tell us all about how it all works, and I'm super excited. Let me tell you a little bit about her. She has been an educator for most of her life, teaching chemistry, human physiology, and coaching basketball. She watched people she loved struggle with healing and knew there had to be a better way. She researched and developed various products, including cannabinoids, in her lab that had tremendous healing power. She's consulted with MD Anderson Cancer Hospital for wound care and currently works with veterinarians to help big animals like horses. And I have seen some amazing photos, guys, of the progress of a specific horse. It was truly amazing. And also cats and dogs. She built and sold a multi-million-dollar CBD business, and she is an amazing entrepreneur and healer. Please welcome Terri Savage Leek to Deals with Heels. Terri,
Hey.
I'm so happy you're here.
I am so happy to be here. It's not intimidating to do a podcast when it's us because I feel like you and I can talk ad nauseum about just about everything, and it's all important. So I'm super excited to be your guest today, Debra.
Awesome. We have had some fantastic conversations. We've gotten kicked out of restaurants because we stayed too long sometimes. And I haven't known you a whole long time. We met and just really hit it off. Your story's so inspiring. And I know so much about you, but I don't kind of know where to start but I'd like for you to tell us a little bit about how you started working with healing and wound healing and skin. Because I think that's part
Okay,
of it,
yeah.
right? You also do some beauty stuff, not out publicly for anybody to buy, but you're so knowledgeable about all of that. Tell us how you kind of started that.
Well, let's see. I guess really the very beginning is just my grandmother's house. She was a natural healer. She was raised by a medicine woman. Her brother was the seventh son. So, I mean, I had that, but we never really called it medicine. And I didn't ever think of it as a medicine. It was just grandmother had these things that could help you with the bruise or with the rash or with the bee sting, all the things, right?
Grandma can
And
just fix
then,
that, right?
I mean, that was kind of the foundation maybe of me loving that because I did like worship her and she was an amazing cook. She taught me to can. Honestly, she was talking about whole plant medicine when, I mean, that's just how they lived. It was her way of life. So I think just my raising prepared me for some of this. And then I went into human physiology and chemistry. So, and then I was working with people. So my passion is people. It's also plant medicine, and they work beautifully together. I've been like how I got into my cannabis business. That I sold jewelry. I made a really great jewelry business, and I taught for 20 something years. And I was like, well, how is jewelry helping people? Like that was one of the things that I know I was put on the planet. Really, I didn't want to take money from my mother's pocket. I want to help them their life better. And then one day, a woman who had cancer and she had no hair came by and put on a piece of jewelry, and she just broke down and she said, "It's the first time I felt beautiful since I had my cancer." And
I
that's
got
when I
chills.
realized that the beauty part is as important as the other part because and I say as women, but I also know that as men, right? That men care about it too. So I kind of feel like beauty care and health go together as well because beauty care is when your skin looks healthy, right? So I started making salve, and I would use it on myself. My husband was a coach. Even with that, it had no THC in it. We still had parent permission because it was when the CBD business was first evolving and kind of becoming accepted and not part of the cannabis world. So anyway, I started making a salve. Well, the salve helped my knees. And then I was teaching water Zumba class. my little old lady said, "Hey, this really helps us. You know, you should open up shop. We want to invest in something. We have lots of money. We have nothing to do. Like, take this stuff to the people." So then I opened up a mom and pop shop, which then became a manufacturing facility, because I learned quickly that you can depend on other people to make the product that you wanted to present to the product people. So started making tinctures. As I started doing this, and the anecdotal things, research that I did, besides, if I heard about frankincense, I would do a deep dive in frankincense, which, you know what, if it went in doubt, frankincense. I mean, frankincense is an amazing, its properties are just endless. And honestly, I use it probably in everything. I use also black pepper oil. And black pepper oil itself can act as a cannabinoid. It will attach to those CB1 receptors, just like CBD will do. So that in itself was like fascinating. So, they say how you get sleepy and it's because of the tryptophan in turkey. That's not true. It's because of black pepper oil that we put all over our turkey, and we put in our gravy, and we have in our mashed potatoes, and you're getting an overload of black pepper. My mother, who has OCD, she ate tons of black pepper. I mean, she'd have so much black pepper on her plate that you would think, what? And then when I realized that black pepper oil helps calm your nervous, I thought intuitively she knew that worked. She saw the effect that black pepper. See these kids that are having seizures stop having seizures. That in itself is crazy. Then one of our neighbors, when we opened up our shop, had prostate cancer. And I'm like, look, it's CBD. It was 5,000 milligrams. It's very strong. I'm like, what can it hurt? And he was totally not into this world. His cancer shrunk so much he didn't have to have surgery. They did something else to it. They did he was going to have this big procedure. I guess there's a couple that they do. He went from not having to have the big one to not having to have surgery, but, some small procedure. So, like I've seen with my own eyes, things happen. And unfortunately, that's what we have to lean into a lot in supplements, is what do you see happen out there? So what I'm trying to do now at my ripe old age of 68 is to take what I've seen and what I've dug into and found some more, and go, how can we build products that are going to help a person be the best version of themselves? That's what I did as a teacher, and that's what I'm trying to do with my products. And really just sharing the knowledge. Like, I'll tell people how to make these products. I'm not trying to push products. I sell products, but I feel like I can give you all the ingredients, and you can go make a product. And the people who want to buy their salad in a bag and don't want to have to buy this product, this ingredient, and this ingredient, then can buy your products. And then, it's just keeping things cost effective so that the average American can afford to buy them. And then also trying to teach people to be their own physician. Like, don't just go to a doctor and say, I'm sick, fix me. Go to the doctor and have a list of what's really going on with you. When did that change? When did you start feeling this pain? Like, pay attention to your bodies. We don't take time to pay attention to our body. We have to retrain ourselves to pay attention.
We don't. And even I had a rare disease in my late 20s, and you get used to feeling a specific way, right? Even then, I didn't feel horribly sick, and I actually had an actinomyces infection in my jaw. And I kept getting abscessed teeth, and they couldn't figure out why. And I would have a root canal, and I would have teeth pulled, and until they figured out what it was. And I had to take IV antibiotics. It was a really big deal. And about 10 days, 2 weeks into the IV antibiotics, and I was like, whoa, party. I felt so much better. And I think we forget what normal is supposed to feel like.
Wow.
So we're so used to normal being sluggish. We're so bogged down by all the toxins and all of the chemicals that are in everything we eat and that we breathe. And it our normal has really lowered, what what we're willing to accept for how we feel
Yeah.
has that threshold has really lowered. And if you do care about that, then you're a health nut, right? You're
Oh,
like
yeah.
labeled a whack job
Hug a
kind of. I
tree,
mean,
hug a
look at
tree, or do something like that. I mean, I agree. And to be honest, I mean, coming from the science world, I feel like I definitely lean both directions, and I'm glad I do. I'm glad I was the middle of three girls. I've always been in the middle, and I'm glad I'm in the middle now too, because I think we're in the middle. When you're in the middle, I see the Western medicine, I see Eastern medicine, and trying to combine things so that they make sense in your own world and in the world of those that you're trying to help. So, immediately when I opened up my shop, I got a MRI from a lady whose brain cancer it covered an entire hemisphere of her body or of her brain. So this whole side was a tumor. And I said, look, I can't help you. Like, we didn't know that much about all this stuff then. And I'm like, look, I can help you get off your pain meds. I know I can help you get with your pain. So we can help you get off your pain meds so you can say goodbye to your three daughters. She was a young mother, three daughters, stage 4 cancer, nothing that they can do for her. She's in bed with hospice. And really, they didn't think she'd live that month. I didn't either. If you would, I mean, you have seen this because she gave
I
me the scans
have.
to use. I mean, when you see those scans, you think, how could she even live another day? Well, her brain scan 3 months later, it had shrunk 90%. And this was like a $500 bottle of tincture shrunk that tumor 90%. She's up playing softball. She's out of bed with hospice. And had I known then what I know now, we might could have prolonged her life longer. But she got to feeling so good, we stopped using the tincture. Sorry, in the stronger amounts, and so she backed off of it. So then, of course, when cancer comes back, it comes back with a vengeance. It's able to mutate. It comes back harder to fight. And that's what happened with her. She found out on a Monday she had passed away that Friday. So we didn't even have a chance to do anything. What I know now is I keep changing the formula up so cancer can't just get used to the same old thing. What I
And it
find
will
is
mutate.
interesting is what works with cancers, what works with autoimmune diseases. Like, and it's not just CBD. It's like, oh, high vitamin C. Vitamin C is another one. And vitamin C also reduces cortisol, which cortisol is no one's friend. We all need to work on reducing cortisol. And I think the
Cortisol,
place we've
yeah,
moved to now, we have the worst problem than we've ever had with it.
we do, especially for women, because we're under so much pressure and stress, and we know something's not right, but we don't know what to do about it. And we get poo pooed by the medical. Well, yeah, you're
Well,
just gaining weight because of menopause. Well, it's not just because of menopause. Our
or your
bodies
hair's falling
operate
out.
differently.
Yeah, they'll
Yes.
say your hair's falling out. Well, that's menopause. That was what they told me. Just what you said was what they told me when I kept saying something's wrong with my thyroid. And it turned out I had thyroid cancer. I had to have it removed. It was 200 tumors in it. And, but I was aware enough of my body that I caught it really early. And you're lucky if thyroid cancer is the cancer you get. Like in oncology class, they teach you if you have to have a cancer, that's the one because it doesn't spread that easily.
Quickly.
Um, so it,
But boy,
so
once it
anyway,
does,
once it
but
does,
boy,
it's right there in your lymph, and then the lymph goes
mhm,
everywhere, and that's why
yeah,
detoxing is so important to do too.
it really
So
is.
I guess really right now. Okay. So anyway, I had that company on the side of a mountain in Colorado. And then this opportunity came up to move back to Oklahoma, where my mother is. She's 91. I want to help with her. My husband's job wanting to move somewhere in the Midwest. So we chose Oklahoma for those two reasons. And so Oklahoma had just gone legal here. And so it was kind of like the Wild West from where they're going through the same growing pains that Colorado was. But of course, we're doing it in a different way. But still, I see a lot of the same problems. So some of the people who I was making products for wanted me to make products for them. And those are these veterans and the vets. Like have seen miracles in the vet industry, with healing wounds, with fighting fungal. I mean, CBD is very antifungal, antibacterial. So anything where those things are a problem, and that's just about everything. Like a CBD, a good full spectrum CBD oil is going to have some CBN, which helps with nerves. I mean, I don't know about you, but I feel like anxiety is an epidemic right now. Like,
It
I don't know
is. It
anyone
is.
who's not feeling anxious right now.
Well,
And
there's a
that's
lot of
on any
shit
side
going
of
on in the world.
politics. Yeah, whether you're a male or a female, like everybody, the anxiety knows no certain clientele. It's that way across the board. So anything we can do to help reduce stress also helps reduce cortisol and just a myriad of other things. So anyway, we built that company. I moved here, then found a buyer for that company, was able to sell that company and feel good about it. And then I had an extra house on this property. So then we said, well, a few things happened. I started making products for some past customers, for some new customers as well. And I don't have to label anything. They label it all under their brand, but I make products for them. My company did that. We made
Right.
products
Just
for
did
about
some,
50 companies.
like white labeling. You guys, we've talked about that before on the
Yes.
show. So if somebody,
Mm.
she like formulates it and then somebody sells it under their label, she wholesales that
Yes.
to them. I really want to talk about a little bit about how what we put on our skin can affect our microbiome and our skin
Oh my
microbiome and
gosh.
our body.
I mean,
Everything is microbiome these days, and prebiotics and probiotics. And you have to be so careful about what you put on your body and in your body because that is a very fine balance. And oftentimes we don't feel the symptoms of it being off specifically. We just feel maybe sluggish or tired or, but talk to us about that a little bit because I think we're all kind of trying to figure it
yeah,
out.
I think, I mean, it should be a hot topic right now. I mean, we're going into summer. People are needing summer sunscreen. Well, a lot of the sunscreens are toxic. And so here you are, this is your largest organ, and you're putting something toxic and you're heating it up. So you're getting great absorption. So I would say, always be careful what you're putting on your skin. And I don't know if you've heard the big rage now, like for beef tallow, and actually leaf lard, pig lard is also. Any of these lards are incredible products, and basically they take the fat that's stored from around the intestine, they render it down. So it's like got the same fatty acids, the same collagen, all these great vitamins. So it's just like this powered punch product. And I'm like, well, when I hear anything, the first thing I do is go in and research. There's a lot of things I hate about the internet and computers, but I say if you're not researching something, then you're not taking care of your health. First of all, I believe everyone should have to take human physiology in high school. Like, we all have a body. I don't care if you go into a trade. I don't care if you're the president of the United States. Everyone needs to be able to talk to their doctor or talk to their mate, talk intelligently about their body. So you can tell I was a human physiology teacher, but I
Right.
think that's basic information that we should all have.
I think it
So
is too, but we're so conditioned to not talk about it, not try to figure it out on our own. And Americans in particular want to take a pill. I just need to take a
oh
pill.
yeah, and there's the
We'll take a
Percocet
pill for the
epidemic.
rest of our lives that have
Hmm.
horrible side effects that don't fix the problem before we'll take a walk
Well, they cause
or
more
read an
problems.
article.
Yeah. I mean, when they have to say on the commercial, here's a list of things that could happen to you if you take it, then you got to wonder about it. And there's it's a lot of it's about liabilities and things like that. But I just think that people, like my husband, can be limping. He tore his Achilles tendon in two, and I'll say, "Oh, is your Achilles bothering you?" And he goes, "No. What are you talking about?" I'm like, "Well, you're limping," and he's like, "I'm not limping." Well, he's an Army Ranger, right? So they're trained not to pay attention to that stuff. So he has to re-engage himself, or have me watch him walk and go, "Yeah, you are." And I think strong women have that. I mean, with it maybe even weak mothers who have children. You just quit paying attention. You turn this
You
stuff
do.
off.
suck
because that's
it
how you can get
up.
through your day.
And how often do we get to the end of our day and it's been a long day? When we sit down, we realize, man, my head is throbbing, or oh, this hurts, or we don't realize until everything
Yeah.
calms down around us because we don't spend time, even after our kids are gone, because by then it's a bad habit of not doing it. But we don't spend the time necessary to really tune in to what's happening in our
Yeah.
bodies. And if you do, you can feel it. I can feel it when I'm sluggish.
Oh,
I don't drink a lot, and I drank a little bit celebrating the launch of season 4, and it I can
yes.
feel it in the way my body feels, and
That's,
I don't
it's
like
like,
it.
when in doubt, drink water, right? This is a Coca-Cola cup because this is my favorite cup because it's like this metal, insulated metal. So it keeps the water icy cold, which ice cold water goes down so much easier.
I am
Yeah,
on
there we
the
go. Yes, a
copper.
metal
I'm
cup.
on
They're the
copper.
best. I
I'm
know
on
they're
copper right
incredible.
now,
And I mean,
because
maybe that's one of the things like I didn't think about till just now, but finding a vessel that you enjoy drinking out of that's not plastic. Like we
right,
take in, like
plastic
you
is
were
a
talking
big
about,
deal
we
too.
take in so much plastic, we take in so much pesticides, fertilizers, all kind. Like I'm in my garden, and oh, the ants are bad. And I can remember being in my 20s, walking around barefoot in my garden with my short shorts and my bathing suit top on because I got to get some sun because I'm going to go dancing this weekend. And you're spraying these chemicals are all over you. I just had this guy spray for the mosquitoes because of all this rain and living on the lake. The mosquitoes are as big as hummingbirds, and he's out spraying with nothing on, nothing covering him at all. And he's fogging up. And I've got my animals in the house, and I'm not even sure about should I be spraying. You know what I
That
mean? Like
is
I'm freaked out about
scary.
it. And he's
That
out there just covered in it. Well, there's people who walk through life like that, and a lot of times other people, those are the people who end up with like all different kinds of cancers because we
well,
know
and
that.
and here's the thing, you guys take a look at it, because there are, I know North Dakota and Georgia have passed laws. And those laws say that if you get poisoned from fertilizer, for chemicals used in agriculture, you are not allowed to sue.
Yeah,
You get cancer from
let's
that.
protect them. Yeah,
Yep,
let's
that's what they're
protect those
doing.
people.
Those two states in particular I know Georgia modeled their law after that one, and it damn passed. So you know what that means? That means, once again, they know they're
Oh,
killing
they
us. They
know.
know they're
They
poisoning
know.
us, and they're lobbying to get protection from it because of all the Roundup suits that are already out there, because it for sure causes lymphoma and all of those blood cancers, and who
Yeah,
knows what else.
yeah, when had my company and everyone was like, "Are you organic?" And so I did all this research into organic and all that. And the truth is, like, there's nothing that's truly organic on this planet anymore because our rain is and Roundup. I think one of the studies I read, and I didn't verify this study other than I saw it in a couple of places, but they say that rainwater is already, the contamination in a raindrop is already like 7 times more than we should ingest, and that's before it hits the ground, before it goes into these water tables that have already been. Um, but something you can focus on that,
Contaminated.
or you can focus
Yeah.
on there's some help, right?
Well, and I think, like, you do have to be open minded. There's a lot of people that aren't open minded about the RFK stuff, and I get it. He says a lot of wild, crazy things, and he's intense, but all of that controversy gets people elected. But the basic facts of many of the things that he talks about are factual. The fluoride in drinking water, fluoride toothpaste. Fluoride is a neurotoxin. There is zero safe level for human consumption, period. They had to do Freedom of Information Act requests to get the NIH, the National Institute of Health, to release the studies that they had had for decades that directly correlated intelligence, children's IQ scores, adversely with the level of fluoride in the water. So the more fluoride there was, the lower the IQs of the children in that community. They've known that for decades. They have not been motivated to take it out of our drinking water because it's a chemical byproduct from petroleum production, and they would have to dispose of it as toxic waste if they weren't putting it in our water system. So
Well,
He
I
may
mean,
be kind of a nut job, but there are much better products for our oral health than fluoride. So do your own research. Japan's been using
yes,
nanohydroxyapatite for decades. We're the only country
yes.
that
And you
willingly
know,
puts all of that in.
in the cannabis world, you know, who owns the patent for CBD and inflammation, for CBD and cancer? That's the United States government. They've held those patents since 1930. So when I look at that, I'm like, wow, they knew that back then, and we haven't been studying it. And so okay, we know all that. We know that there's some bad players. We know there's some good players. The truth is about RFK to me is he has some really brilliant things to look that we need to look at that have been there forever that we should be looking at. I don't think, like, when you're talking about throwing out these dyes, I think the way that you push that through is you give companies time to get rid of it. You can't just make it a law and then fold companies. Those are companies who have tons of people working for them. So give them alternatives and give them time to implement it, and then move forward, like, with all of the people in mind. Like,
Well, but
where
doesn't the dye, all it does is change the color of the food product, right? I mean, I
uh,
have a whole bag of Cheetos that my friend bought, and they taste just like Cheetos, but they're not orange. I still
Yeah,
can't eat
and
them,
in
but
America, we have, I mean, again, it's just like Skittles. Skittles all taste the same. The flavor profile in a Skittle is the same for all it's the terpenes that cause the smell that makes the green one
Mhm.
taste like this and makes a purple one taste like that. And my kids, like, friends, didn't ever believe them, and they used to do the test all the time, blindfold them and give them different kinds of Skittles, close their nose, and then have them eat them, and they all taste the same. So,
So do we
and that
think
brings
that
up
they're
terpenes, because terpenes, like, I was lucky enough to hire a Merck certified chemist who really understood terpenes. Terpenes are very powerful substances that, you know, it's why a watermelon smells like a watermelon. It's why a tangerine smells like that. It's why marijuana smells like this. You take those terpenes out, and those other chemicals aren't nearly as effective. And like, here in Oklahoma, everyone likes to buy their pot according to how much THC does it have in it. Well, they should be checking that terpene profile, because you can. My favorite is something like 18%, but with a high terp profile, and that puts you in
because
a
it
lot
affects
better
you.
place than bombarding with THC with almost no terpenes.
It's
But
just the
you know, it's
uneducated.
education.
It is. So if someone is looking to buy some CBD products, I mean, there's so many of them out there. What should they look for so that they know they're getting something that's pure and that it's going to be effective and they're not overpaying for something that's filled with a bunch of filler and seed oil or
Yeah, I
whatever else?
mean, honestly, that's why I ended up with my own manufacturing company. It's hard to find those things. What I look for when I'm going to buy somebody else's product is, number one, okay, how much of the CBD or whatever, if I'm looking for ashwagandha, whatever, how much of that is actual product and how much is filler? If any of it's filler, I'm not going, because I don't like to do business with people who are putting fillers in their product.
How do
Um,
they know what is the filler though? And what is there's
Usually it's going to be like in essential oils, it'll be some other oil. It won't say 100%. This one, it'll say rose oil, and it's way cheaper. And then when you look at it, oh, it was a little bit of rose oil that they put into some MCT oil. So it is rose oil, but it's not pure rose oil. So
So they should be looking for pure
things that
CBD
are
oil.
pure. Companies
Okay.
who really people who want to stand behind their company. And that's why I like a lot of smaller companies. Um, you know, when you get a big business, that's why the pharmaceutical company is big anyway, right? Is they take the native medicine. That's where they got a lot of their knowledge, is from those old shaman, those old women who knew all the stuff. And then they make a synthetic molecule out of that molecule. Let's just say Valium. Valerian root was the one you can just
Mhm.
buy and take, right? And then
Mhm.
they take the valerian root, they concentrate that, and then all of a sudden they have Valium. Well, it's synthetic, so it doesn't work as well. I know that when you eat a piece of parsley, you get all the calcium you need. I mean, a tiny leaf. You get way more calcium than you need any place else, but then you also get the supporting cast of characters that are also in that leaf that maybe help your body assimilate it better. They send off little impulses. Like, we're all energy. These plants are energy. Our raw everything here, like you and I have this great energy, so we're able to flow freely together. Well, the same thing happens with all that. So there's also energetically stuff in our food. I got to work with, like, because of my company, I got to work with a lot of people. And in our town, we had Dr. James Rouse, who's this amazing naturopath, and he turned me on to ashwagandha. And ashwagandha is like, really, there's probably no one I know that shouldn't be taking it. And then you've got to figure out, how much should I be taking? So, and that's when I say
How do you figure that out? Let's say
yeah,
for
how do you figure that
ashwagandha in
out?
particular, how do you know?
I think there's two ways to go about it. I think you can start light and then build up until, let's just say, if you're having stomach issues or if you're having anxiety issues. Stomach issues are usually complicated. So it's stomach stuff just takes a long time, whether you're working on it yourself or whether a doctor's working with you. Stomach issues, like you said, that biome is just complex and critical. We used to just always throw probiotic, and then you go, oh, you can get too many probiotics and they don't have enough food to feed on. So that's why you need a prebiotic. And so you can get in this whole jumble, and then
you
it can
need
get
like
really frustrating.
1,000 varieties, not 7.
Oh my God. It's just that
Right?
one thing. You have to research. And the truth is, what works best for me may not work best for a big guy like my husband, or like, you're always having to pay attention. So I think that's one of the hard things. It's like, it's so easy to go to the doctor and say, my knees hurt, can I have a Percocet? Right? And it helps, man. It helps. I'm not going to lie. That's why there's such a problem with it. It does help, but it only helps for a minute, and then you need more of it, and then pretty soon you can't poop. And no one's happy when they're constipated, because you've got all those toxins then built up in your body.
Right, and
So
they hit
it's like,
those.
sometimes the medical cure is worse than the original condition. And
they hit those
I'm not
opiate
against
sensors.
Western medicine, but I think you go there for the setting your bones, and you go there for, the things that they're great at. An antibiotic, try everything else, only go to antibiotic when you have to. That way the antibiotics work better in you.
I had a great results this last flu season with, knock on wood, no sickness, but I used oil of oregano and black seed oil.
Oh my God, two of my favorites.
I am telling you what, you guys, I took those every day during cold and flu season. And if I start feeling a little, something's not right, but I don't know what it is, I will start taking those. And that stuff works so good. And I have really researched oregano oil. It's amazing, the
It's
properties that
amazing.
it has.
It's amazing. Oregano is amazing. Rosemary is amazing. Eucalyptus is amazing. Menthol, camphor, castor oil, frankincense. I wrote down a few things that I just wanted to be sure I mentioned. Oh, basil. I may have said that just now, but and then black pepper oil. I mean, you can order those off Amazon. You can find the ones that are good, and you can order them off Amazon. Make your own tincture. And really, I think when you're making it yourself, that's really the greatest way, right? But not everybody wants to order CBD, and you have to order so much. And by the time you make it yourself, because you can't get the bulk pricing, you know what I mean? But there's people who just want to make it themselves. They want to see what's in it. They know what they put in it. So I think it's about having a company. And I want to say this. I did start this candle before. So this is one of my products that was here. Let's see if I can show it. So sometimes I was thinking about
from the Passion Box.
I'm sorry. This is in the
pack.
It's in the Savage Passion Box, but you can also buy it independently. And this is a CBD product. But so this is kind of my salve, but then it becomes a liquid form. So I have people who say, I don't have sex with this, even though that was the intention behind it, was to provide something that's going to give you a great rub down. Like, if I'm not in the mood for it, but my husband says to you, hey, I lit a candle, then I'm like, I'm going to get moisturized, texturized, and then I might become sexualized, Yeah.
Oh, she is talking about a candle, and you saw she poured a lit candle, poured the wax right into her hand. It has such a low melting point that it's on fire, but it does not
Mm,
burn. And
yeah.
she just rubs it in. It's a fantastic lotion. And it also is antibacterial, antiviral, all antifungal, all of the things,
Antifungal,
which is why it makes
anti-inflammatory.
such a great lubricant as well.
Hmm.
But
Yes.
it's a fantastic product, and they can buy that version of it online.
Yeah. And I can definitely send you a link. But it's uh, savagecbd.com.
And
And
I will
so
put
you can
that
buy
in the
that
show
version.
notes.
But, I like to use it even as a moisturizer. This is the beef tallow one that I was telling you about. I'm working with some girls to bring this to fruition. But I don't want to be the product person anymore. I just want to make things that change people's lives. I'm so happy to do that, and then happy for good people then to carry the thing the rest of the way. But building a
Well,
brand
and
is tough. It's hard work, and it requires lots of energy and lots of activity. And when I had my company, I was building the brand, and then you're working with these people to white label, and you're doing all of these different things, and it gets to be a lot. You've got to have some good help underneath. So now I get to do my piece and then farm those other pieces out to people who that's their passion, and that's the thing, right? Finding your passion.
it is. And for me, it's that too. And I'm working on a big passion project. And I was just struggling. I think you and I were talking about this, that it's really, really difficult. I'm blessed. I can do this whole creative piece. I can be
Yes.
very creative and all the things. And I can do the analytical business stuff, but I can't do both at the same time. Causes me an incredible amount of
Hmm.
stress, and I don't do either one well. Those two parts of me don't get along, just like creative
Right.
people.
Yeah.
And it just creates this inner conflict of kind of one part of me saying, I don't want to do this part, and this part I can't get in creative mode if I have the pressure of the business side of things. So it can be a real challenge. And I'm grateful to have people in my life that are picking up that other part and allowing me to grow even more. And so I'm so happy that you have found that as well. I can't wait to see what kind of products come out of that. And you'll have to come back around and tell us all about it. I'm grateful to have you on the show to have that science piece to kind of talk about it all and not get bogged down in selling specific products,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
that's
I
the
mean,
thing.
really, to me, I like people who speak from their heart. That's what I've always done. I've always had the luxury of getting to do that, even when I have my company. But there was a pressure on me then that I don't have now. And I want to speak freely. I want to help people. It's just like exercise, drink a bunch of water, that for sure. Take vitamin C. Think about your cortisol. Like, does your stomach hurt? And my cortisol got up. It was stress related. Plus, I'd had some allergies and I took some stuff to irritate my stomach because I had a sinus infection. And it's just pay attention. And there's people out there who want to help. And try some castor oil in your belly button, help to detox. Like, there's
Mm,
a million things. But I just want
there
to say
are
thank you,
some.
Deborah. Thank
I
you.
use a lot of castor oil. I detox my lymph system with castor oil. The things that our grandparents did work. You just can't patent it and make money off of it. And that is what the American system was made for. It's not that
You're
our
exactly right.
doctors aren't great. They are, but they are working in a limited system. And what they do is amazing. But we have to pick up our part of it too and stop blaming every little thing on this pill or take this pill and take a little
Hmm.
bit of responsibility for caring for our own bodies. And that is part of self care. It's not just
Absolutely.
taking a vacation and meditating, it's taking care of your body and specifically your skin. It's the gateway to everything inside your body.
Yeah,
It's an organ,
absolutely.
it's
And
not
you
a
know what?
barrier.
People love to go out, love to go get a tanning bed and all that stuff. And the truth is, it's pretty when you're doing it, but ain't so pretty later. And it's hard to
No,
understand that. I didn't understand it either, and it's hard to understand it. But now I have a lot of self tanner, and I'm getting really good at using it, and it looks better than skin cancer.
it
You know,
definitely does. So,
so I just say, pay attention, women. The
yes,
information's out there. Pay attention. Listen to the strong women, the women who are the fighters for you. And I mean, I think that's what I mean when we've talked. That's your passion too. You want to do this to help other entrepreneurs. that could be a whole nother thing. What I learned as a CEO of my company, because I
Yes.
learned a
Oh,
lot
so
about
much
the
of it.
underworld of big companies.
Well, if you guys are interested in having a chat with Terri or touching base with her about maybe her veterinary wound care, because that stuff is amazing, I will link to some of that in the show notes so that
I
you
bet.
guys can get in touch with her and you can buy her candle and some of her other CBD products that are available on that website. Because I tell you what, the candle alone is amazing. It has helped me
Mhm.
significantly, and I need to get some more of them actually.
I'll
So
hook you
I
up
have
soon, Deb.
I can't wait. I can't wait. So until next week, you guys, we're out.
Good night, everybody. Thank you, Deborah.
Thank you for coming.
Thanks.